Now, I can assume why you clicked on this video. You want to outwork everyone and reach your fullest potential. And most people, quite frankly, don't know how to start, or worse yet, laziness is their biggest obstacle. You probably are one of the two reasons I just mentioned, and that's okay, because I was in your position at one point in my life. I didn't know exactly how to outwork people, or I was just simply lazy. However, I made a big comeback by mastering these 3 simple habits. If you watch this video to the end, I will reward you all with a psychological tip to truly maximize your work ethic. Starting with number 1, consistency. This might sound super cliche, but it's absolutely true. You just have to try every single day. Most of the successful people you see are successful because they show up every day. Not every other day, every day. The more consistent you are, the more this will become second nature to you. This is just developing habits 101. You are failing every day because you lack the discipline to stick with it daily. However, I am not here to judge because I was in the same boat as you. I would become super productive for a short period of time, then all of a sudden, I would get distracted. I would start scrolling social media and it would snowball into being inconsistent and lazy. Hence why I urge you all to not miss a day. Just like any bad addiction, the moment you give your attention to it, the more likely it will snowball into something bad. So you might as well become addicted to something productive and beneficial because, like I said, this will soon become second nature. Number 2, boredom is not your enemy. You may be wondering, how can feeling bored help you outwork everyone? This is because most of you are utilizing boredom in the wrong way. Most of you watching this cope with boredom by scrolling social media, texting, or playing games. Let me tell you something. If you force yourself to be bored, and I mean just sit there, you will much rather do something productive. Whether you're in school or working a job, you probably have some unfinished work that needs to be completed at a certain deadline. I use boredom as a tool to complete these tasks because A, I have nothing to do regardless, or B, I'd rather finish my work way before the deadline so I can use the extra time for other productive tasks. And this is really the key to outworking your peers. While everyone copes with boredom using their phones, you use it for productivity, which helps you surpass the competition. And lastly, complacency is your enemy. This kind of ties in with the first point I made about being consistent. The second you even slightly let go of that gas pedal, you'll notice yourself going through a downward spiral. You'll think to yourself, oh, I've done enough work for today, let me just take a break. Or, I just completed my assignment far before the deadline, I'll use this extra time for myself. By doing this, you will soon develop laziness. And like any bad habit, it's hard to break. And this all stemmed from being complacent. So, how can I not be complacent, you may ask? Well, you need to simply develop a mindset where everyone is actually outworking you, and that you're more lazier than you think. Although this may not be true, and you may already be outworking your peers, having that sense of paranoia will deter you from complacency, as well as force you to work harder than ever before. After all, this video is about outworking everyone. Being paranoid that everyone is surpassing you is just enough to get yourself out of complacency and work even harder. So by resisting the urge to be complacent, you'll outwork anyone easily. Now, I said in the beginning of this video that I will reward you with a psychological tip if you made it to the end. And if you have made it this far, you're the best, and I appreciate it. Now, let me reveal this tip. It's called positive reinforcement. This essentially means you're rewarding desirable behavior in order to increase the chances of this to be repeated. So, how can this be applied to your productivity? It's quite simple. Anytime you achieve a goal you set, you can reward yourself, whether that be food, more time with friends, or even something nice at the mall. When doing so, it tells your brain that you must consistently become productive because you'll receive treats at the end. However, you must be careful with this. Remember how I said complacency is our enemy and that bad habits tend to be hard to break once momentum is built? Yeah, rewarding yourself can result in this, so you must only reward yourself if you truly deserve it. Don't start treating yourself when you meet the bare minimum. You have to be honest and think to yourself, do I really deserve this? If you truly think you completed the necessary work and you've earned your treats, then by all means, go for it. But remember, you must stay focused and do not let any distractions take you off your track to success.